Hey, my brother, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to gain attraction with your wife, the 9 steps that you can take. And now, this is always controversial on the internet, the interwebs, because everybody has something to say about it. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what needs to happen and why it matters. And you can go test it in your own relationship and the girlfriend in your life. And that's what we're going to talk about. The first killer that guys do when it comes to attraction is he talks her out of liking him. In other words, he's got a lot of behaviors and innuendos in the way he does, where he's very apologetic in the way that he acts in his life. He's not really coming from a place of certainty. The biggest determining factor in her attraction for you is your vibe, your presence, your energy of leadership and survivability and power and assertion. These lead into her being attracted to you. If you lose purpose, you lose sight of yourself, you lose where you're going, and you can't tell her no in the face of where you want to go, then she's going to lose respect for you. She's like, well, you're more worried about keeping me and getting my love and my sexuality than actually going after what you want as a guy. And so most guys keep doing that. They keep giving that up. And that's the big thing. They just talk her out of liking him by saying dumb shit like, well, I like whatever you like. He might not say that word for word, but he's acting like that. And he apologizes for the way he acts and the way he talks. And he's always trying to reach out to her with text messages. And his text messages aren't really saying, hey, good morning. His text messages are really conveying the message of, hey, do you still like me? And he comes from this energy of neediness of, hey, if she still likes me, if she loves me, then I'm valid as a man. And number 2 is he's not casting a bigger vision for his life. Most guys go after a woman, they're like, well, she's fun and she's sexy and then she seems to like me, so I think I can make this work, which is the wrong frame to go towards anything in your life. I mean, you do that with your business or your schoolwork or even being a father. Well, this seems to work. Let's see what happens. Like, no, you're very conscious of it. You're like, this is the vision that I want. This is how I want to evoke these things in my life. And then you go after it and make it happen. But most guys don't have enough variety or options with women that he just takes whatever is available to him and he says, hey, can I make this work? As if like she's the only one that's ever going to show up in his life. And because of this, he doesn't value himself. And a guy who doesn't value himself is not very attractive. A woman's going to reflect back on you how you think about yourself. So if you go up and you start talking to women, they start going to be like, ew, yeah, it's because you think about yourself that way and you probably showed up that way when you went and talked to her. They're a reflection of your unconscious thinking. And because you haven't casted a vision for your future, you're not living life on your terms. In other words, you're usually living life on whatever terms she dictates. Hey, where are we going this weekend? Wherever she wants to go. What are we doing for dinner? Whatever she wants. Hey, how can I make her happy? What can I do to prove myself to her? What can I do to prove my love to her? And it's like, why are we making our whole life about proving anything to this woman? Your job should be proving life to yourself to show that you're doing awesome with purpose and power and pointing it straight to God. And then in that space, you create this vehicle for which she might want to get on board and promote for you. You see, the woman in your life plays a supporting role. She's not the main event. She's not the lead actor. She's your right hand. She's the one that helps you figure out your own issues, and you help her guide her through hers, and you go towards this greater vision that you've cast for the both of you. And because you don't have this vision, you can't include her in it. You can't include her what's going on, so you don't even have this vision. So she's like, where are we going? Most guys will ask me that. He'll be like, yeah, I dated her for 3 weeks. We've been sleeping together for about 2. And she's saying, well, where's this going? And I don't think I want a relationship with her. I'm like, well, that's not what she's asking you. She's asking you, what is this vehicle of life that you're taking us on? Where are we going? And guys just don't realize that. That's what she's asking for. Like, what is this vision that you're casting? I don't see the vision. I think you have a vision. I'm not sure what it is. And am I a part of that? Where is this going? Where are we going? Where are we? Like, she's asking you about your leadership role in the relationship. And you're not clearly defining it. And so what ends up happening is you just kind of go in the default state. And we all know what happens when you default on anything is the choice is made for you in your life. A 5th thing you can do is, remember, girls just want to have fun. Stop trying to impress her all the time. Stop trying to be cool. Stop trying to be confident, to be funny. What I tell guys to do is just be secure. And how do you be secure? Well, go do things you want to do. In other words, own you. Own all of you. Don't look for her to approve of you. But if you can own all of you and love yourself from that place, when she tries to knock you down, you're going to be like, who are you to tell me that? And you'll start standing up for yourself. And for the first time, for most guys, this is where boundaries start to pop up for the first time in their life. Like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, I'm worth something here. And so remember, you go out there living your life the way you want to, on your terms, is what makes you attractive. It's one of a bunch of facets, but it's a lot of the underlying thing that you're doing. And so remember, you going out there and having fun and things that you're going to want to do will then attract other women who want to do the same type of things you want to. And again, she just wants to have fun with you. Isn't that the whole point of a relationship? Like, I didn't go out there and date because, like, I want to have a serious relationship. I want to get married and have kids. It's like, no. I went out there and dated because I want to have fun. I want to have some love and intimacy in my life. That was the whole point of it. But most people, they get all caught up and wrapped up in, like, kids and diapers and businesses and jobs and school and lunches and cleaning the house, that they forget that the whole purpose that they were together was to have fun. If you can bring that back, bring the fun back in your relationship by doing what you find fun, then you will start bringing back some of the attraction. Communication. Like, everybody talks about, well, we just don't communicate enough. Well, a lot of the issue is most people aren't communicating how they actually feel about things. They're always worried about what other people think. And so a lot of times you can go into your relationship and it just gets defined by all these problems. You go to the marriage counselor, like, always talking about your problems. It's better to not actually talk about your problems and just resolve them internally. In other words, if she has problems with me, I just resolve them. If I have a problem within myself, if I'm feeling vulnerable or insecure or unsafe or something, I resolve that within myself, and then I operate different in my life. You'll find that if you start operating different, your woman will start following your lead in that operation. You won't even have to say anything. Just the natural occurrence of the feminine's desire to lead from a strong leader, a strong masculine type, she will just naturally fall in line. And most guys will be like, well, she doesn't want to be commanded. I can't tell her to do anything. Yeah, well, stop telling her to do stuff. Of course she's going to tell you no. She's a strong, independent woman. You tell her, hey, woman, you should follow my lead. Yeah, she's going to tell you no, and she should. Because if you're actually leading properly, you wouldn't have to tell her. You just do it. And then she'd be like, wow, this is nice. Things are just happening. I don't have to worry about it. And you'd be like, yeah, you're welcome. Which leads to number 7, stop asking for permission. Most guys ask for permission for everything. It's like, even you watching this video, you're asking for permission to tell you how you probably already know how you should operate. I'm like, yeah, brother, just go do it. You got my permission. It's the right way to go. And you're like, I thought so. I knew it. Now I saw it on the internet. Ed told me, I'm going to go do it. Like, think about your life. How many things are you asking for permission for? Well, I need to get a second opinion. Should I ask my boss for a raise? I don't know. Let me go talk to my friends. Let me go talk to my mom. Let me talk to my wife. Let me talk to my kids. Let me talk to whoever. You're just asking for permission all the time. Like, if you really wanted it, you just go do it. And you don't do it because you lack certainty and conviction in your own life, where you're going, what your purpose is, and what your vision is. If you had all of that stuff, then you wouldn't be asking these questions. You would just go do it. Doesn't mean you're being a dictator, being dominant. Of course you're going to go and you're going to ask people what their opinions are if it's going to relate to them, right? If you don't want to hurt them, you don't want to overstep your bounds, you're going to ask them these things. But if you're doing it like, hey, why should I do this thing that I know to be true? Then yeah, stop asking for permission and just go. And most guys, because they're always asking permission from their wife, let's say that she's lost respect for them and she doesn't want to have sex anymore. She's just not in the mood. She's tired. And she's not valuing the relationship anymore because she knows you're a sure bet you'll never leave her, which means that she doesn't have to do anything anymore to try to get better. She gains a bunch of weight, and she just starts complaining about things, and you do more and more and more and more, and it doesn't really lead to a place where she feels like she can really lean on your leadership. You just become the servant. Then when you go and ask for sex, or you ask for affection, or you ask for love, then what will end up happening is she's like, no, I don't want to. I'm tired. I got a headache. And so guys will go between two places. They'll become a baby, and they'll complain about, well, we never want to. I don't understand. Why don't you want to do this? Or he'll become a bastard. It's like, well, I just do it. You just take advantage of me, and you take all this stuff, and all this stuff I provide for you. And so guys will jump between being just a baby, an emotionally immature guy, to being a bastard who's just as emotionally immature, but this guy's being a victim, and this guy's being a perpetrator, and there's no middle ground here. So when guys don't get their way, they always end up becoming a baby or a bastard because they can't really demonstrate any kind of emotional self-control in their relationship or in their marriage, which is another reason why she doesn't open up and tell him how she's really feeling, because he'll fall into baby or fall into bastard. He'll act like a victim, like he's not getting his needs met, or be a bastard. He'll get angry at her for not getting his needs met. He forgets that a relationship's about giving. It's about both people coming together and saying, hey, what can I do to serve you? But on the flip side, saying, your happiness is your responsibility, and my happiness is my own. And in this place of me saying, I'm here to give, and my happiness is my own, I can now come into this relationship from a healthy place, just like she can. Imagine having your wife saying, my happiness is my own problem, And you say, my happiness is my own problem. And at the same time, both coming together because you want to give is a primary thing and have a good time. You'll find that most relationship problems dissolve in that container. But most people can never get out of their own head, of their own greediness and their own blaming the other person for not getting their needs met. And the last one, number 9, is most guys don't see themselves as the prize. Now, I'm not saying this is a fake hubris type of a thing where you're the prize. I mean, actually being a guy that's worth being with. Most guys, if you look at most people, hell, just go walk around in town. Most people are overweight. They don't care about the way they dress. They don't care about the way they talk. They don't care about their hygiene. They don't care about the way their clothes fit or the money that they're making. They just want to live this life of sedation. They just want to get to the weekend and just relax. And so because none of these people want to actually have excellence in any area of their life, they don't look at themselves as being a prize. They don't look at themselves as having excellence and being worthy of excellence. And so when they don't look at them, like for instance, you have a guy who's paying attention to his body, he's fit as fuck, he watches his diet, he makes good money, he's got a business that's on fire, and his purpose is pointed towards God. And he's very deliberate about how he raises his children. And a woman comes into his life and she tries to throw shit all over all of that. You think he's going to put up with that? He shouldn't, but I see guys do it all the time because he doesn't see himself as a prize. You have to see yourself as a prize and demonstrate it in the way that you operate in your day-to-day life. And then from this place, you're going to have a lot of power and be like, look, I'm doing all this stuff in my life. What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? And for a lot of guys, they run into this problem that the woman thinks that she's the table. Like he's saying, hey, I'm bringing all this to the table. Look, I got a good career. I'm very healthy. I'm great with kids. I'm pointed towards God. I'm good looking. I got a great house. All these things. And then she comes in the picture and she's like, hi, how you doing? He's like, hey, cool. What are you bringing to the table? She's like, what do you mean? I'm here. Like she is like, what is she bringing to the table? Now, this isn't to hate on women. There are some women that are super giving and loving, but then there are also a bunch of other ones that are big takers. And so the whole point of this is you want to demonstrate that you're the prize. And if you're the prize, then you're going to hold your partner to also be the prize. Not by like dictating or telling them what to do. By the way that you lead and operate in your life, she'll say, oh, a guy that does that for himself, he's going to want this as well. He's going to want this as well. For instance, if you're very fit in your body and you take care of yourself, then a woman comes into your life is going to be like, well, I got 2 options. I'm going to have to get fit as well, or I'm going to have to manipulate him to stop going to the gym. Or maybe he'll just forget about it. But he won't just forget about it because he's going to see her as a reflection of himself in that domain. It's just the way it is. So I'm sure there's other ways to regain attraction. These aren't the only 9. But if you want to regain attraction in your marriage or in your relationship or just be an attractive guy in general, this is how you do it. These are a lot of the big heavy hitters. If you like this video, if you want more, go ahead and subscribe. If you want this video to show up for other people and in your feed, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.